Okay, and if you would have a seat here. And I just have a couple things to go over here from the beginning. So the purpose of this meeting is grievance hearing for Ingrid and Paul Gallo.
Yep.
For 24 McKinley and 291 McKinley.
Correct.
Okay, the meeting is being recorded, and both it and the minutes from the meeting will be posted to our town's website in accordance with Vermont open meeting law. At this hearing, we are allowing a maximum of 15 minutes. This meeting is in person and complies with open meeting laws. A letter requesting a grievance hearing has been received. We are here to listen and consider your grievances, and we will review and get back to you with our findings in a timely manner. As is the usual process, if you're not satisfied with the remedies of the Board of Listers, you can apply for an appeal with the Board of Civil Authority. If you are not satisfied with the findings from the BCA, you can appeal to the state hearing officer. If you then are not satisfied with their findings, your final appeal can be to the state Supreme Court. Any questions?
No.
Okay, and I do have to give you an oath, if you don't mind.
Oh, okay.
Swearing,
Raise
okay?
Really?
Not real swearing. Okay, do you solemnly swear that the information that you are about to give to be given accurately and truthfully to the best of your ability to do so? And state your name and say.
You go first.
Ingrid Gallo, yes.
Paul Gallo, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and I'm
That'll
just
do
gonna
it.
put on the record, today is July 23rd,
You're right.
2024.
We opened it at 9 o'clock because that's when the hearings actually started, but you're the first customer for the
Oh,
day.
Wow.
Okay.
So
So
anyway,
which property are we taking first?
well, let's do in order. We'll take
Okay.
24 first, okay?
Twitters.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as stated in my document, the purchase price was $230,000. And as I mentioned, this booklet right here, it's a 106-page document that was done by Moose River Environmental Lab. Anything from defective outlet to water that needs to be addressed to you name it. There were rafter tails that were cut out on the building. So I'm going to be addressing all these things. But I thought that, and I can't quite remember the property assessment. I think it was 350 or 350.
348.8.
348.8.
Yeah.
The purchase price was 230,000, knowing that there was a lot of work to be done. I think, and it was on the market for,
5 years.
well, anywhere from
Off and on.
off and on, 3+ years for sure. So, you know, I have a challenge in getting after all these things to get it up to code and all these other things. I have applied with Vermont Fire and Safety as well as the town for permits to get started on a 1-bedroom upstairs. And we have a value for that as well. I think it was submitted at something like 75,000 to get that done. But I still have, you know, all these other things that are involved to clean up.
Was there anything upstairs before?
It was just a classroom space. Yep.
There was a bathroom at one time when I worked there 20-something years
Yeah.
ago, but
Yeah,
for
that's
some
gone.
reason they ripped out everything upstairs and cut rafters, and I think they needed storage. And it's not hooked up to
No,
town
it's
water.
just a well.
It's just a
So,
well, yeah.
A well in on-site septic right now.
So they never hooked into the city line when it came
They-
through there, did they?
They didn't. However, during the process of putting it back on the market, they did stub in from the road,
Okay,
the city line. It's not hooked up though.
So it's
So
available to be hooked up.
yeah.
it's available to be hooked up. Yeah.
Okay, but it's still on a well.
It's still on a well and still on its own sewer.
Okay.
Did Joe do that himself? Or
What's
did Just bring the hookup in, or did
No,
someone
they
else?
had someone bring in the hookup, but he never hooked it up.
Yeah, because Joe
Yeah.
did his own stuff.
Yeah, so like I said, there's a section that they cut some of the rafter tails to fit boxes into an area that I need to clean up. He had a toilet and sink and all of that upstairs that he just tore out, and the floor system's torn out. So yeah, there's a lot of things to,
So
Check.
did you have that report commissioned for purposes of your purchase?
he
He
it
did.
predated me
Okay,
in our contract.
all
So
right,
he actually had the study done to try to assess some of the,
okay.
to take
So
into effect.
we're gonna want a copy of that.
Okay.
Do you know were any of the items that you're referring to in that report corrected
No,
prior to
he didn't get started on any of it.
on any of it?
No, he just
The only thing I think they did was put the new roof on.
Okay, so
Partial
there is
roof.
some,
Yeah.
partial.
there is some stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
You, and in, so we have your sales evaluation, which is also required by the state. So we have that. So we have the benefit of that.
Yep.
So you negotiated the price somewhat with
Quite a
them.
bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And were you
Quite a bit
aware
down.
of an injury that he had suffered that he wanted out of the building?
Yeah. I mean,
So that could have affected the sale price, you would admit.
I don't know if, no, it wasn't on the site. He was working at home and got hurt, but he was starting to address some of the items. But this property was on the market for a long time,
Sure.
Yeah.
and it wasn't
Sure.
just me that looked at it.
Right.
So if
No.
you're insinuating I got a great price on it, I mean, I think someone else had that same circumstance and passed on it.
Right. I'm just asking if you have any information, knowing that maybe his injury and the timing of your offer could have affected the sale price because of them finally saying, done, out, let's take it. Just, if there's any of that. Between 270, because they had it on the market for 270, correct? And then you got.
I don't know. Do you remember what it was listed for?
When they first put it up for sale, it was in the 300s. And then I don't remember what's her name? Betsy Franzone, was it?
Yeah, you'd
Or
have to check with
Yeah.
Betsy. But I think it was a case of, I think where they got to the 230 is, I don't have to address any of this because they're buying it as is.
Right.
I think it was more of that.
Right, okay. So, all right, so if we could have the opportunity to take a look, and you're intending to do what with the building?
Well, first and foremost, I want someone living there so the police department, when they're up the street, doesn't have to visit it for reasons
we've
we
already
don't
caught
need to
people
discuss.
walking around
Yeah, I'm gonna
and-
put up some no trespass
Yeah.
signs so that it gives our police department a chance to really put some teeth into getting people off the property.
So your intention is to start with the upstairs first?
Yeah, so I've got it permitted with the town
Yeah,
and fire
we've got a
safety.
copy of that.
So that is my number one priority right now, is to get someone living there by the fall.
Okay,
Because I don't want an empty building, and then we'll move forward with what we hope to do there.
is it gonna be commercial or residential?
I'd say a little both.
A little
Okay.
of both, yeah.
Just let Twitter's die down, and
Sort of go away.
was there for a long time.
Yeah,
There was,
Yeah. Big steps.
1980.
Yeah,
yeah.
isn't that something?
But I think people always look for something new anyway, too, though.
Right.
Yeah.
But, all right, so,
And
is there-
we'll do a site visit if you folks want to go over and see what we're talking about.
well,
Yeah.
that would be one of the things that we were gonna ask is if we could get
Yeah, I'll show you.
and could you do it today?
You
Or-
could do it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this afternoon, later this afternoon,
Sure.
or
Yeah.
tomorrow morning, first thing
Either.
in the morning?
Yep.
Okay,
Either of us, yeah.
Good. Yeah, we have to get our notices out within 7 days.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
so is there anything else you want to share about this property?
No, I think a site visit will do it justice, so you
Okay.
can see.
Absolutely.
All right,
Good.
Very good.
So
Now,
do you want to photocopy that?
We do. We're gonna need to photocopy it before you.
Okay.
So if I gave it to you, would you bring it to our meeting?
yeah,
on
we
site?
can bring it back to you this afternoon.
I would not want to take responsibility for it, so if you wouldn't mind, we'll photocopy it and then we have. a
Okay.
copy.
Okay.
Because that, that would be my luck, we'd lose it.
All right.
So,
Yeah, well, as soon as we finish with this, we'll go ahead and make a copy. So,
Okay.
okay, so I guess we'll move on to
291 McKinley.
291.
Okay.
And it is 10:15.
You beat the 15-minute.
you did well.
Yeah.
considering-
Yeah.
This one might go even quicker.
Okay. This is
Well-
your residence here.
Yeah, first and foremost, I am very proud of our Rutland Town Fire Department. They've been a neighbor of ours since 1992. And seeing all the young members of the fire department is really proud to say that, per capita, we have more young firemen than anywhere in the state. It's really a great thing, really is. And they're very proud of, and I see them come in and go out, all the time. And it's been great. But now we've added a bigger building. So we have no sight lines of Pico and Killington anymore. We do know that the footprint was pretty tight to put a building on it. So I know we're gonna have some vehicle situations that might be dicey if the police are involved and the firemen are involved and you have a meeting there or any combination of thereof. We're probably gonna have some safety issues that when we leave our driveway, that might be a minor situation. More importantly, we got a full-time police station there now. There's gonna be a lot more traffic there. And again, as I said, our sight lines are gone of Killington and Pico. And it's gonna be an active place, so much more so. I don't quote me, but I feel that it's probably, I'd have to look at the plans. I am doing the painting there, but I'd have to look at the plans, but I think it's just, we're gaining another 75% again of what we had in square footage. So, and that gobbles up the footprint of the property. So it's going to be a lot of activity. It's really truly a full-time commercial building now.
Do they have a commercial kitchen going in there?
I don't know.
They have like the smokestack for a restaurant now on the
Well,
roof.
might be something, but
That tower?
Yeah,
that's-
no,
Not
not
the
the
tower,
tower.
it's
There's
in the
this
front of the building.
metal, like, in restaurants,
exhaust.
exhaust.
It could be for the trucks themselves.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
think that's the case, but I'd have to
My
look at-
knowledge, I don't think that there was ever going to be a
Commercial.
kitchen there, but
In the back, there is a community room tied in for activities, and I know they're trying to make it all work to get as much parking as they can on the footprint.
yeah. Yeah.
So the initial response, our thought process is this would be the current assessment is as of April 1st, 2024, and the building is not done. The cars are not in there and the traffic has not materialized. So what we're hearing is it's a speculative.
No, I think if you,
Going forward,
Yeah.
so that, you might have, as an initial thought, you might have a grievance for next year. But
so 24,
as of April, so your assessment is based on conditions
1st.
as of April 1st of 2024.
okay,
So
I would
building
say-
is not done.
traffic.
okay.
Yeah, no, I'm
The
just,
amount of traffic right now is probably just as much, if not greater, with all the trucks I mean, you.
turning
sh-
around in the driveway, our
you sh-
driveway.
You should, I mean, we have tractor trailers showing up at 5 o'clock in the morning with their vehicle on waiting because they're coming from somewhere afar with materials. It's been a little bit on the dangerous side there right now in the building. So if you're going from April 1 till March 30 of next 31 next year, is that what you're talking about?
Well, that's the assessment is based
Right.
on conditions. We have to do it based on conditions of April 1, 2024. That's
Okay.
what the value of the property is coming out as of that.
They
Okay.
park on the street right now because they don't park inside.
And including in April, because a lot of the structural stuff was really starting to come on board. I mean, you certainly can talk to VMS and Gary, and he'll tell you the amount of traffic. It's been pretty hectic.
Okay.
All things being equal, as I said in my statement, I just feel it has an impact on our value.
Do you feel that you have a increased with the presence of the police and the fire department there? Do you feel that there's any benefit to your property?
Well, the fire department's always been there.
Correct.
But
Right.
bringing in the police, which
I-
are gonna be bringing in people from Cortina to sit in the cells,
Be
that's not a
processed.
benefit.
We're going from one end of town to the other end of town numerous times. And then, what happens? I know down to the state police, when they process down there and they let them go, there's times when those folks aren't picked up by someone they know. They're processed and they're wandering around. Now potentially could be wandering around right in front of our house. And I've got a 96-year-old
Are they gonna be
neighbor.
there full time? The police?
Yeah, they're full-time.
Yes,
Like, but someone will be there all day?
Possibly.
As far as I know, during the day, they'll,
Right.
It's
It's
their
gonna
office.
operate
It's
just
a
like
full-time
this.
Yeah.
fire department or
Well,
police
no,
department.
it's full-time, but just like now, there's
Yeah.
not somebody 24/7 here.
they're putting on two more,
2 more officers.
One's gonna be a school resource officer.
right?
But this will be their home
But
base.
we'll be able to have them during the summer.
Mhm. Correct. But whether it's 24/7 at night or anything like that, there's gonna be still a lot of reliance on Vermont State Police, which has been the condition straight through. So,
But
Alright.
Now,
this
right-
will have holding cells, right?
Yes,
It has holding cells, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. right now they're down a police officer,
a
Jimmy.
holding cell.
Jimmy Placus is training with his dog Rooster at the academy, so
I saw
we're
that.
missing a police officer.
Okay.
And school resource officer took a different job, so
Who was that? John Sly? No.
that was Abby Skirmahorn. I know your daughter's been gone
I know.
few years from-
I
Too long.
know.
from Rutland Town.
John was doing it when we were there.
Yep.
Yeah, he hasn't done it for
No.
quite a while. He hasn't been well, so
Well,
Right.
he's worked enough hours
Yeah.
to fulfill 120 years of service. Anyway,
Okay, is there
that's,
anything else you want to add? For this property?
I don't think so.
Okay, so could we schedule at the same time we're coming to see McKinley? Can we just pop up to your house for
Sure.
your viewpoint?
Sure.
Okay. These are supposed to be over at 4 today. Would you be willing to do these
Sure.
today?
absolutely.
Okay, so we could come to your house, or McKinley Avenue, and meet you at around 4:15 down
Yep.
at Twitters,
Yep.
and then we'll just pop up?
Yep.
Perfect. All right,
All right.
thank you. Let
Give
me,
you a chance to see an empty building.
Yeah, it's
Well,
gonna seem weird to see
this.
that.
Oh, yeah, they
They
need
want
this.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll make a
Okay.
copy.
Okay, I'll make it. Marcia, you need to adjourn
Is
the
it
meeting.
front
Yeah.
and back? Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, they got it.
Okay. This meeting is currently adjourned until later this morning. Thank you.
10:25.
Okay, the time is 10:30 on July 23rd, and we are reconvening the grievance hearings. In attendance are Marcia Chaffee, Marie Fagnan. The purpose of this meeting is a grievance hearing for James DeRocher, property address of, oh, I didn't bring in his folder. Didn't anticipate, so I just put that down, and James DeRocher is always in attendance. I'm just going to go over a few things, Jim. This meeting is being recorded, and both it and the minutes from this meeting will be posted to our town's website in accordance with the Vermont's open meeting law. At this hearing, we're allowing a maximum of 15 minutes. This meeting is in person and complies with open meeting laws. A letter requesting a grievance hearing has been received, or will be received,
There
I
you
should
go.
say. Thank you, Jim. Okay.
And there's the address.
And the address here is 37 Miller Place.
And also 2735 Cold River Road.
Okay, so let me finish with this, Jim. We're here to listen and consider your grievance in the usual process. If you're not satisfied with the remedies of the Board of Listers, you can apply for an appeal with the Board of Civil Authority. If you're not satisfied with findings from the BCA, you can appeal to the state hearing officer. If you are then not satisfied with their findings, your final appeal can be to the state Supreme Court. Have any questions, Jim?
No,
Okay.
I've been to
All right,
Supreme Court
I have
before
to-
though.
All right, I'm going to have to administer an oath to you.
Okay.
Do you solemnly swear that the information you are about to give will be given accurately and truthfully to the best of your ability to do so?
I do.
You may go and state your grievance.
Okay.
So,
So you have two properties you're
I
grieving?
do.
Okay, so which one do you want to start?
Sorry.
I'm going to go make a quick copy.
Yeah, I'll do it. Just hold a second.
Okay,
We have to,
yeah.
since you just brought this in, we need to.
We'll make copies of it
Make
for our
copies.
records.
Are we in Technicolor?
Absolutely.
Remember Technicolor?
Oh, yeah, I remember Technicolor.
This movie is in Technicolor. It's like, wow.
You remember MGM Lion at the end, at the
And
beginning,
all those
and
big
all the cartoons that before the movie started.
you know, Hollywood's dying now because of Amazon and Netflix. They're doing a lot of movies now, you know.
Yep.
Well, I don't even have a TV. I haven't had TV in 20 years.
Really?
Yeah.
You're probably better off.
Yeah, I had, you know, I just found it.
Depressing.
Yeah, it was just always the same thing. And when I go walk to somebody's house, I love watching television because I never see it. And they always got their flicker and they go, I hate this thing.
Scrolling through.
And they all say I hate, and I go, God, how can you hate it? They go, you know, there's like 1,000 channels, but really nothing on, you know, just a lot of stuff. In the news, I don't know. I write poetry.
You do.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's working copies.
Okay. Q.
Okay, so which property are we starting with?
Whatever one. Well, I guess I can start with Miller Place. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. It's pretty short and sweet what I wrote there. It was the current assessment's like 300 and some odd $1,000. But I paid $160,000 for the property. It's been around for a long time. I've been doing work on it. But you know, I paid 160,000 because it wasn't worth what the assessed value was. And I put some improvements on it, and I have a copy here. Oh my goodness. Did I give this to you? There's a canceled check statement and the price of that steel building. Here's that check.
Oh, we don't need that, Jim. That's fine.
So that's how much I paid for the steel building, the steel garage. It was around $17,000. And I think y'all assessed it for 34. And that, I guess, really,
Okay. We'll need to make a
Copy of that,
this.
yeah,
you can have that.
Is this a copy?
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, thank you.
And I also had a copy of a check, but I don't know if you need that at all.
Did you, okay, so there's the dimensions on the back side. Okay,
That was the invoice I got from them. The company that purchased
and was
it.
there any charge for installation?
No, that was installation was included with that price.
Okay,
Yeah. Came up in the morning, 3 Mexican guys, well, 2 guys and 1 woman, and they threw it up in a day.
okay. Is there any additional information on that? So it's the grievance of the steel building, the valuation?
Well, yeah, I mean, it
Okay.
just, but mainly the grievance of the overall tax of 358 versus 269, which I thought my value of it is.
Okay, so you saying your property in total, including this, was 269?
Right, I figure. Which is almost 110,000 more than what I paid for it.
Okay, do you have any information to support that of other comparables or anything that would show to support your valuation? Because purchase price is but one way to value property. So do you have any comparables for the total amount of acreage and buildings in use and the
I-
rental income and things like that on that property?
I don't.
Okay,
I don't. It's kind of a unique piece of property. It's not like I can compare it to the house down the road or something.
right.
There's no ice barn.
Okay. All right. So is there anything else that you want on this property on
No.
37 Miller Place? Okay.
Okay, then we'll move on to 2735 Cold River.
When did you purchase that?
About 3 weeks ago.
Okay. Who was that person? What was the seller?
So his name was Flanders.
What type-
Charlie and Nancy Flanders.
Okay,
And what type of property is it?
It's a corner piece of property on Quality Lane and Cold River Road. It's got an 1800s farmhouse that's got rotten sills and collapsed carrion beams. I'm going to try to restore it. Has a collapsed septic in it, but I've replaced that now.
okay. So the assessed value is 110.3.
That was it, yeah.
So. We'll have to take a look at that card.
Which card's that?
No, because I wasn't sure who owned it, where
Right,
the property
right,
was.
so no, see, that transfer hasn't,
Yeah, I
taken
asked them,
place
they
yet,
said it
so-
hadn't been recorded yet.
Right, so would you be available this afternoon for us to come take a look at this
Sure.
property?
well, for one thing, we would have to have permission from Charlie and
No, I own it.
Who owns
Nancy.
it?
Yeah, but you didn't own it as of April 1st.
That's
They did.
correct. That's correct.
So you can't grieve a piece of property that you didn't own as of April 1st.
She's right
So
about that.
we would have to get permission from the previous owners for you to grieve the assessment.
How do we do that?
You have to call them and get permission. They'll have to write something to us, giving you permission to,
Can I call them?
Appeal.
Can I call them now?
we'd have to have something in writing though.
I would allow him to call them right now. They might be able to.
Right, and we
Swing
can always
down
record it
And we
or,
can also reconvene.
yeah.
They're 82 years old. He,
Right.
you know, he had a stroke a while, so I don't know.
Yeah, they could also reconvene. They might be able to do it by email.
I don't know if he does email. I mean, he's an
I don't
older
know,
guy.
but you might want to call and see if he can. So are you available to,
Anytime.
okay,
I'm
so,
supposed to be retired.
okay, so why don't, you're absolutely right about that. The 3 weeks that's April 1st.
Yeah.
So they need to be the one to give you permission to be able to challenge the
Or is it-
assessment as of their tax.
Or is it easier just to come back next year?
It's your choice.
Well, improvements on it will change it again.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well. I mean, I want to make it easy. Why
So
don't we-
how is the assessment? How are your property taxes handled at your closing?
Probably everything was probably prorated right there, I would imagine.
Okay. It's prorated. So, all right,
Why don't we just not worry about it, make your job easy and my job easy, and that sound good?
so for going forward, if the assessment, so why don't we do this? Why don't we put you on the schedule for an inspection for, say, April of next year, to be able to come look at this property and see the variation, the difference between, because she's right, the assessment would be as of April 1st, 2024. And you would need their permission, and if the assessment was prorated, right now, you're not being impacted by that assessment.
Yeah. I mean, it's already, I think the tax is about been paid.
Correct. So,
So
if
if I'm
it's,
alive April, come around.
so, or if you get done sooner, if you're done in October, let
Yeah.
us know and we'll come out and get it done. so
anytime
that
this fall, as long as it's
Okay,
Whatever you're
10 feet
doing.
of snow.
okay. I'm not
Well-
killing myself on that project at the moment.
Okay,
So, but given this information, we will want to do an inspection of it.
Okay, sure.
Okay,
I'm glad
for
to have you
next
come
year.
by. I'd like to see you come by now, see now and before and after. But I purchased it. I'm thinking about putting some self-storage units on it. Yeah, just my long-term reach on it, but that may change too.
Okay,
so would you demolish the building?
No, I try to restore it just because it's
Okay.
old and it's got a ghost in it, and the ghost is scary as hell. But I think now that the ghost, I know it sounds ridiculous, but now that I'm not ripping it down, it doesn't seem. A couple of my guys that work with me come flying out of there. I mean, they're grown men in their 50s. Said the ghost held the door and they saw it. I don't know, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it, but anyways.
Okay, so
so
we
let
will,
me
not-
just,
yeah.
so are you formally withdrawing your appeal of 2735 Cold River
I
Road
think-
as of this time?
I think so,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
All right, so we'll note that you have formally withdrawn your grievance for
Okay.
2735 Cold River Road. And if you have nothing else, Jim,
You're kicking me out in the cold?
it's not cold yet.
Thank God. I don't mind the heat. You know, winter's long, summer's. I wish July was around for 60 days.
Yeah.
I love July. So are we all done?
We are all done.
Well, thank you so much
all
for your
done.
time. I
Well, thank
appreciate you
you.
slipping me in. That's very kind of you.
Absolutely. So just keep us in mind for purposes of, for next year on that Cold River Road property.
If I'm alive in April, I'll definitely look y'all up.
We'll definitely be following up with you whether you're here or not.
Well, I always like people looking for me.
Take
I'm keeping
care.
away from candy because I'm trying not to become a diabetic. And I
That's
notice
right.
I'm starting to look like I'm about 6 months along now. So
And,
I think the chocolate adds all that.
all right, so we are
Okay.
adjourned at
Yeah, we are
10:45.
adjourned at 10:45
Perfect.
to reconvene at 1 o'clock.
Yep. All right. Oh, God, we're on camera.
Yeah,
Oh.
all right.
Woo.
So yes, today is July 23rd and the time is 1:05 PM. In attendance are Marcia Choppy, Marie Fagnan, Sharon Tucker, and Kelly Smith. Okay, and the purpose of this meeting is a grievance hearing for Velco, property addressed at 366 Pinnacle Ridge in the town of Rutland. I guess we've got everybody that's here. So the meeting is being recorded. Both it and minutes from this meeting will be posted on our town's website in accordance with Vermont's open meeting law. At this hearing, we are allowing a maximum of 15 minutes. This meeting is in person and complies with open meeting laws. A letter requesting a grievance hearing has been received. We are here to listen and consider your grievances, and we will review and get back to you with our findings in a timely manner. As is the usual process, if you're not satisfied with the remedies of the Board of Listers, you can apply for an appeal with the Board of Civil Authority. If you're not satisfied with the findings from the BCA, you can appeal to the state hearing officer. If you are not then satisfied with the findings, your final appeal can be to the state Supreme Court. Anybody have any questions? Okay, now we do have to swear you in.
Okay,
Okay, so do you solemnly swear that the information you are about to give will be given accurately and truthfully to the best of your ability to do so?
yes.
Okay, all right, you may start your grievance.
Well, we are going to go off for executive session because this is
No,
business personal property. No? Okay.
no, this is the real estate.
Okay, we're doing the real estate.
Yeah.
Mhm. Right. Okay, so in May, I had sent well, no, it was end of April, I sent for the May 1st deadline, the valuation for Vermont Transco. And then I received in May a from Marcia, I don't know what you call this, it's Exhibit 3 in my packet. And we realized that, yes, at that time, building improvements were incorrect because they were the value from
looking for
last year's
something like that.
valuation. Okay.
Mhm.
I was asked in June, mid-June, by Christy Wright, and there was an email that had Christy Wright, Terry Gildersleeve, and Cy Bailey on it. And they requested me to give a building and improvements. And they also gave me an email that I had set up for them, a spreadsheet. And they said things that I didn't have to allow on the general or the buildings and improvements. And that happened to be landscape/land improvements and roads. Okay. So that is the difference between last year and this year for building and improvements. Okay. Am I going way too fast or
No, I
slower?
was just looking through this. You want to pass that on? Those
Okay,
are the spreadsheets from last year and from this year.
okay, perfect. So, and that's kind of like what I was looking at, and that's on Exhibit 3. Okay, so when I was given the change of appraisal, Kelly and myself, the change of appraisals for parcel ID 00098-0366 for 42,957,100. From the schedule that was given to me from an email, it made up of buildings and improvements, construction work in progress, and land. The building and improvements I just went over, it was taken from last year's valuation, okay? And the big decrease was because of the state, meaning Cy Bailey, Terry, and Christie, giving me a an update from my worksheet on the general plant structures. And I was able to take off the land improvements and roads. Okay. So that's what made this valuation come to, instead of the 42.9, it should be 29.7. And that's on my worksheet exhibit 3, which I handed to you. And also I included it I didn't mark the exhibits on my email when I wanted to grieve. Okay. And I'm going down fast because I know I only have 15 minutes. So the parcel UE 003, 4 or 5 zeros, 4 zeros, that was 26, if I look here, 20,
It's on your sheet there that I gave you.
wait a second, I had, yeah, 26. I don't think the CLA was,
Yes, it
taken.
was because it's down to 20,000,124.
Oh, yeah, that one I agreed upon.
Right,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm looking because I thought I had it highlighted over here. That one I was perfectly fine with. Then parcel 999001000, I agreed with the inventory. I agreed with the whole thing, I guess, except it didn't have the CLA applied.
Okay, and what Christie has told us, and if you remember from last year, we did not apply the CLA to the commercial building, nor did we apply it to the business personal property. Business personal property is already depreciated based on what I gave you and you sent back to me that said I can use your depreciation.
But you didn't apply the CLA.
We were told not to. We didn't do it last year.
The state is telling you the CLA is not permitted on the.
That's what Christie told us.
Okay, so then I have to go back to the state and get that clarified because others are doing
I
it.
wish you would.
Yeah, okay.
I wish you
So
would,
the
because
CLA,
last year we didn't do it for business personal property, nor did we do it for the commercial building.
okay.
So we need clarification too, Sharon. Absolutely.
Honestly, I think we're gonna get a lot more over the
I
next
hope
year.
so, yeah.
So, yeah, because I'm sharing my, the pain points
Uh-huh.
between the town and the,
Yep.
and Velco.
Yep.
And, this is, this would be good to know.
Yeah.
Because then I wouldn't report it like that.
Now, you
Um,
said that you also took the land out of the building and structures?
I took, what's included in, I gave the state a listing from our continuing property records. And in the general plant structures improvements for 390, I showed them the retirement units, the assets that are in that building and improvements. And I'm just going to go down through and read some of these things. And they
Yeah,
went
we
down
got
through
copies of that.
okay, perfect. And we'll go through Rutland. And Rutland, they highlighted. I'm trying to find Rutland. Rutland, they highlighted, I'm showing the AC system, the battery pack, the building improvements, communication system, electric system, emergency power system, fence, fire protection, gate, heating and plumbing system. That's all at the Velco office. There is landscaping and land improvements. That's at the Velco office. We're told that I didn't need to include that in my
Building,
buildings and structures.
where
Okay.
did it go?
I did not report that. They said I didn't have to include that. So
And
do you?
Can I ask
do-
what you're referring to there? in
Is there an
front of you?
exhibit?
I did not, this is not an exhibit because it has other towns on it. I could section it off and send it to you if you'd like.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah,
So if you could go back, so based on other towns that you're reporting in, those,
I did the same, because I'm always
they're
consistent.
not report, the point I'm trying to get at is you are removing those for consideration to all the other towns.
Right. No, not in consideration. It has nothing,
In valuation.
in the valuations, I'm removing every landscape, land improvements and roads.
For every town. in which
Every
you have to
town that
report.
exactly, every town,
And all those other towns accepted that valuation.
as far as I know. As
Okay,
far as I know. I mean, we haven't got all of our bills in yet. And
right.
some we don't get our change, but as far as we know, they've
everything.
accepted this. Now, I do want to offer in another town because we had extensive landscaping. I mean, it was huge. They increased, this is years ago, they increased their land value, okay, due to this, because it was a new area, lay down area. And when I said, wait a second, they're double dipping, and this is what's concerned me, and I think this is why we're taking this approach, is they took out our landscaping and roads that we put in and had it in their land value. So there's some information there that you might have to, because I try to treat, or I do treat everybody consistently.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so that's food for thought there.
So
Okay.
you accept that if there's an improvement on the road or land, that it's not without value.
Right,
It gets added in a different line item.
exactly, but it's not included. It will not be included in my
In that
valuation
3,900.
because I do not value land.
Okay,
The
so,
towns
but it-
assess it.
Right.
So it
And-
goes into the land
Land,
value
yeah.
itself.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're not losing 1,373,105. Because that's what we figured,
Is
that
that-
the road
okay.
improvements
Okay,
and, yeah,
yeah.
Marie and I went through it line by
Okay.
line, and that's what
so
was pulled out. So you're saying we can go ahead and add it to the land
I'm
value?
not saying, but that's what I have had happen with
Other
another town.
towns-
So that's why I'm saying that could.
And
hap-
we'll check with Christie to make sure.
Exactly, okay?
Yep.
And if you want to know the town, it's Williston and it's
Okay.
Redmond Road, okay? Because I'm gonna be clear in all this.
That's great because would be matter of public record
Sure.
anyway, so
Right.
that would help us.
So that's what he does, is the Williston will take it out and then, because we were
Values the
increased
land,
so
yeah.
much that year. I'm like, wait a second, we already claimed that. So then the assessor said, we'll take it out of your valuation.
Okay.
those land, And valued it with the land. It's not like one for one. I don't know how he did it, but he included it in the land value.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay.
It's not like it was one for one.
Okay, so then, so on the
Okay.
parcel, you got the building and improvements, and so what about the building and improvements? Where are you? Because you've got the lands and land improvements.
That the land improvements by FERC, okay?
Right.
We follow, goes into the general plan or the general plant structures. Now, if it was a substation or, if it was a substation, it would go into the transmission assets,
Yep.
okay? But it's not.
So which are those UE accounts?
And why we're doing this is because we've taken the opportunity, the state is looking at the transmission assets.
Mhm.
I'm like, what about the general plan? I've always had the issue with why are we not being treated as commercial property in our general plan?
Right,
You
Right.
know, that's why I'm asking the questions. Personal property. I would always consistently report personal property. I would never know who who should be charging us. I would leave it up to the town. Well, then I come to find out the town doesn't even know. So I had got it approved by the state that with the personal property. That's why I filled out that report the first time
Mhm.
ever.
yeah, and I mean, whatever was reported that you gave us, all the other FERC numbers is
Mhm.
what we gave to our consultant to work on,
Right,
and she would plug those figures in.
right.
But this year, you did all of that. I went through and checked everything,
Yeah.
and the depreciation and the cost factors were all applied.
Mhm.
So the values were already there.
Mhm.
So, but I like I said, last year we didn't apply the CLA to either the real estate, the 366 number, or to the 999 number,
The 366 number.
which is your 09998 98. Yeah,
Okay,
the real
so
estate.
you're saying inventory and personal property and buildings and improvements do not get the CLA.
That's what we've been told. I will definitely double check with Christie.
Right, and I'm,
Unfortunately, she's on vacation this week.
well, good
so-
for her.
Yeah. So,
But no, that would be great, and I can double check because I'd like to get all this stuff memorialized, so we have it.
yeah,
'Cause
You referenced an email with Christy Wright, Cy Bailey, and Terry Gildersleeve. Do you have? that
That's what
email?
I could send you the email and I will cut and, well, I don't even know if this makes any difference if I share this with you because it's other towns.
It's
I mean,
Public record as far as.
okay, so I'll share
regulations.
the whole email to you, okay?
okay,
So
all right.
That would be very helpful to see what their response was.
what I'm
to-
gonna do, because our email goes through Carbon Black, which is a security, and the email, I'll send you the original email and what the contents are, but we're gonna look at it and it's all mishmash on the attachment. I'll give you this because that's what, and then you can compare it, okay? But this is, because as soon as I go through the Carbon Black, I can get my original copy. Okay, just so you'll know what the two are. I can get that to you.
Good. Okay, and I did print out a quick, tax bills from last year
Mhm.
where on the spreadsheet, you were taxed at the value that we put on the spreadsheet so that you would know.
Right,
So, yeah, and it was on the personal property and on the real estate. And those weren't contested last year.
No.
And
we worked it out through,
We did.
Christie was here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
So did you get any advice from any member of the state as to the application of the CLA? on
no, that's
these?
what I'm gonna ask, because I've
Okay.
never been told anything other than that.
Right.
Okay.
Last year, now that you brought it to my attention, there was something said.
yeah,
So I can go back into my records and see, and then I will confirm it with the state.
Yep.
It's like, because that should have been brought to my attention a few years ago when I worked with the state on this valuation report and how the CLA was applied.
and as you know, our CLA has always been right
Ugh,
there at 100.
yeah, and now it's
Except
70.
for the, last
75.
3 years or so.
Right. So that's probably why I didn't notice it other years,
Mhm.
because it has been at 100.
Mhm.
But definitely, we all need, with the state now valuing utilities,
Mhm.
we need to know where we stand.
Right.
Do we apply the CLA? Where do we apply it? Where don't we apply it?
Right.
Land improvements and roads, where do we put it now?
Mhm. No, that's great.
Yep.
No, I think this is good. We've got to keep in the communication back and forth because we certainly want to be
Absolutely.
fair. Okay, that's, we always
No,
have been and we
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to
we
continue.
have been. Right.
And just clarity and things such as this. And that's why I reported some things separately this year, only because, talking to GMP, talking to other utilities and how they get commercial rates instead of fair market value on our
Mhm.
original cost. I mean, I agree that you have to look at, the sales, the cost and the income approach, but we're doing original cost.
Yeah, and as it is with any residential property and commercial property, all those improvements are added into, the basic
Mhm.
structure.
Mhm.
So, and as residential, we don't change assessed values unless there's been a physical change to the property. Of course, land values never change. They all stay the same.
They all stayed the same, and that's maybe why, because I was reporting the land and all that under building and improvement.
Yeah. And of course, like your Cedar Swamp and Post Road, those are valued, they've been valued that way ever since you own them.
Mhm. No, I don't know about that, but since I've been.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been working together for quite a few years
Yeah,
here.
well, I've been with Velco for 15, so.
Well, this is my 13th year here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that something I should be taking a copy of right now? The.
Oh,
to
do you
want-
interpret the
And then you
email?
can just forward
Certainly.
the email.
Yeah, definitely. Whatever this was the one Marcia gave me. Just kind of meshed everything
There you
together.
go. And then
There,
We'll be able
okay.
to use it. to
Yeah, definitely.
do the-
Good.
do the email.
No, I'm glad for this chance because, this is new for us too, with the
Mhm.
state taking over. And as you know, we've never not taken what the state has sent us.
Right, right.
Other towns have gone out and gotten a private, assessor, utility assessor. But we never did because we valued Velco and
Mhm.
we always were, were certain of the values that came in.
Original cost.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It's whatever makes up that project, that substation is
Right.
what you get.
And then a couple of years ago, we finally found out what the quip was and where it was
Ah,
to be applied,
yeah.
remember?
There's a
So,
few, yeah, yeah. So now I know that, so I just. give it
Spread
to
the
you.
wealth
Yeah.
around.
Exactly, exactly. So,
And of course, this year it's way down because not really much more big building being done, so,
well, yeah, for Rutland, it's going down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's another issue with, Quip is their fiber and stuff
Yeah.
is bad, so, yeah. Okay.
okay, very
Well, that
good.
wasn't too harmful. You two
No.
ladies are very nice.
Thank you. We aim to be,
Okay.
so, good.
So, okay, so what's next?
You'll be hearing from us within 7 days. We have
Okay.
to get,
All right,
something
and
out to
within
you.
that time, I can reach out to the state. I'll reach out today.
Yep.
And get the understanding because I report that all the way through,
sure,
and I want to make sure that, hey, this is it. We got to find out that we're treating all the towns and villages
Right.
the same.
right,
Sure, and as soon as you could let us know the response from them, that would be great.
yeah.
Okay,
And I'll double check with Christy too, to make
Right.
sure.
yeah. Well, I'm probably going to put them all on the email, and ask because I didn't
Mhm.
know about this. So
Okay, very good.
Perfect.
awesome.
Okay,
Thank
thank
Great.
you,
you.
Thank you
ladies.
for coming in.
Have a good day in between the raindrops.
Yeah.
During the meeting.
Oh,
All right, we will recess this meeting until 1:30. Thank you.
thank you. Thank
Okay, we are back to our next grievance. It is July 23rd. And it is now 1:30. And I forgot my paper here, so wait a minute. Okay. Today is July 23rd. It is now 1:31 p.m. In attendance are Marcia Chaffee, Marie Fagnet from the town of Listers with the town of Rutland. The purpose of this grievance is a hearing for Stuart and Mitha Friedman, property address of 112 Windridge Drive. And Stuart and Mitha are both present. Okay, this meeting is being recorded, and both it and minutes from the meeting will be posted to our town's website in accordance with Vermont's open meeting law. At this hearing, we are allowing a maximum of 15 minutes. This meeting is in person and complies with open meeting laws. A letter requesting a grievance hearing has been received. We are here to listen and consider your grievance, and we will review and get back to you with our findings in a timely manner. As is the usual process, if you are not satisfied with the remedies of the Board of Listers, you can apply for an appeal with the Board of Civil Authority. If you are not satisfied with the findings from the BCA, you can appeal to the state hearing officer. If you are then not satisfied with the findings, your final appeal can be due to the state Supreme Court. You have any questions?
No.
Okay, I do have to administer an oath to you. Do you solemnly swear that the information you are about to give will be given accurately and truthfully to the best of your ability to do so?
I do.
Okay, all right, you may state your grievance.
Well, we're just trying to figure out the process, because we moved from New York and, it was somewhat difficult to find similar information online in Vermont as it was in New York, as far as like what other homes are being taxed and valuations and assessed values, on certain websites. Maybe we didn't explore it enough, but we just didn't find the available info, to like we did in New York. So that was just it. That's and to find out whether other homes in our neighborhood were assessed at, and things like that. So,
Well, that information is available online for Rutland Town. We
okay.
do have all lister cards available through our website
Oh,
in
okay.
Rutland Town. So
Okay.
if you needed to see anybody's, lister card, see the value,
Okay.
that's readily available.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And the
Okay.
grand list is as well.
Yes.
Which shows all the properties throughout the entire town.
Okay.
And that's
And
also available. And you
tax
can,
bills also.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I just didn't, yeah, I guess I should have asked for that before, that would be interesting to look at. Yep. And so, yeah, we were just, curious, as to, the value, and especially since, some other homes have been built in the neighborhood since, and, I didn't see what their values, like, I didn't see that, so, yeah.
so
see.
what we're hearing is you don't have any information to indicate what we've done to value your property is improper. Because you don't have.
Well, I just see what other homes are selling for with 2.5 bath, 3 bedroom.
Which homes?
Just what see them selling for on, whether it's Zillow or Realtor.com in the area when I put in the zip code, and, so for 2.5 bath, 3 bedroom homes, I didn't have, the official website to compare it to. I don't,
Did you keep copies of any of the homes that you are looking at that you said you saw for sale? And what
well, they're
neighborhood?
just available. It's Zillow or Realtor.com. That's why I came up with that. That's, well, I guess it's 20 something percent, 500,000 on the, I realize it's a new home and new features, and, and that I just didn't, if I could look at the, the, the listers for all the homes, that would be helpful. Maybe, it's something, I guess you can, or I can find on our own, but, if I could just look through that, it would be helpful. Maybe if you provide it to other people who have, who also want to, question their appraisal in the future, it would be helpful.
It is available online.
Okay, cool.
The obligation is on the taxpayer since you are bringing the grievance to come in with your information in hand. We're
Okay.
not obligated to provide any information other than
Okay.
what's made available publicly to support your grievance.
Okay.
Okay, so the obligation is upon you to be able to bring in those comparables or anything. And so if you
Oh,
saw
okay.
it on Realtor.com, a sale, then that printed off. But so the information was due today. It was due yesterday, and then you bring it in with you
Oh,
today.
okay.
But one thing is, even though the zip code 05701 is the general zip code for everyone, there are neighborhood
Yeah.
considerations and locations.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
that's why it's important to look at the comparables that you're looking at to find
Okay.
out what neighborhood they're in.
Okay.
Personally, I can tell you, if you were to go on to the grand list, you would see homes in your area, in your exact neighborhood, upwards of $700,000.
Okay.
Up to 1,000,003.
Yes.
Okay, but how many bedrooms and baths?
Well, you need to look at comparable information as for
Okay.
year built, square footage.
Mhm.
I
things
did
like
print
that.
out a copy of your lister card
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
for you.
Okay, cool. Yep. Mhm,
So there are a lot of factors to take into
Also this.
consideration.
mhm. Yeah. Okay.
So,
Yeah, that's, I know this is not part of this, on Pennock, about 3 lots away, 2, 3 lots, a builder is building his own home from Florida. He's from Florida. He started the process. I'm just letting you know this, because other neighbors have sent me texts and things. I told them to contact you and maybe you can provide additional. There is certain, what's the word? Not like HOA, but the neighborhood has a certain standard or something that was created. I don't know if you enforce that.
No, that would be enforced by DCF.
Okay, okay. Okay, because a home is being built on the right side going up Pennock, and supposedly they're using cinder blocks in the foundation, and that the gentleman's from Florida, and it's supposedly 2,000 square feet, and he's talking about renting it. I don't know if that slipped out or anything from him, but
Yeah, they would have any bylaws that are associated with, with your development.
okay, so DCF enforces the bylaws, or?
That I couldn't tell you without knowing what they were.
Oh, okay.
But,
Oh, okay. Just letting you know, it's going up now. And so I know through that gentleman who's building it, I know that Dean Davis wasn't happy about what was going up.
Yeah.
Because just from my amateur experience, I haven't seen cinder blocks used to build homes in a long time in this area or in New York or anything. Usually it's poured. So
Mhm.
I'm just letting you know about that.
No, thank you. We appreciate it because I don't think we've seen any building permits or any plans come in for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I know, yeah, I mean that, and I know Vermont, I appreciate Vermont's strict standards.
And
You know.
even here in Rutland Town, we don't have zoning.
Yeah.
But, we ask that you send in the informational building permit so that
Yeah.
it's a flag to us to know that
Mhm.
something is going on in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
So,
So Mitha, it looks as though you're looking at something on the property lister card that you are
Yeah, I
questioning.
just want to know how you determine the price of our house because
The
yeah,
praise
how
of
to determine.
So the information is, so when we came and we looked at your house, we do it by the exterior square footage. Okay. It's done by how many bedrooms, how many baths. That information is put into a computerized program over which we have no control. It's set by the values on 2013 appraisals. So these are 2013
Okay.
construction cost numbers. Okay, so that square footage is put in, the questions are asked, like, whether you have a basement, if it's finished. We've put in the fact that it's a minimal basement, we talk about the windows, they ask about the windows and things like that. All that information is put in a computer program, and that is what values the property, is a standard computer program that every single property in this town is valued by.
Okay.
So,
So, okay, we paid low 70s or something for our property, and you have it assessed at 95 as
Yeah.
well.
and that was the assessment from last year as well,
Yeah,
Oh,
this one.
because of the value of the property.
and the neighborhood, you have to
Okay.
take in
So
all of those
purchase
considerations.
price is not the sole indicator for fair market value. It's what you could turn around and sell the house for. And I imagine you would agree with us that you could turn around and sell that house for more than 500,000.
Yeah, it would be a substantial loss.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, it's
Right.
yeah, yeah. All right, well,
So beside the square foot of the house, but our basement is not finished.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
she had that.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
didn't-
no,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
no, there's
She
no,
said that.
finished
there's no
basement.
cost for the finish.
Okay.
It's just the square footage that's
Yeah.
available.
Oh,
Yeah, because we were told, because I remember you came through and you said the basement was partially, and when Dean built the home, he said you can put the insulation on the outside or the inside. He just said that it's won't last as long on the outside, and so you put it on the inside, and so then I said, well, you finish the walls, and he's like, well, you have to after you do the insulation, you have to put up the walls. So it's just yeah, he said, you put it on the outside and a weed whacker can, you come up
Yeah.
next to the house and they'll just cut the insulation with the weed whacker. And so,
Well, right now it's all empty space. There's no,
Yeah.
rooms actually being that are
Yeah.
down there. So that's why it's
Yep.
considered an unfinished.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, yeah, okay.
So based on this current failure, like how much we will charge?
Well, it's basically you use the number that we're being taxed now
Yeah.
and.
Well,
and-
no, they're gonna set the tax rate this evening. We haven't set the new tax rate
Oh,
coming
okay.
up.
Okay, okay, all right. Okay, so, yeah, it's just good to know the process
Sure.
and.
Anytime, Stuart, you have any questions, we'd be
Yeah.
happy to, you know, lead you to a website or, something that could help you understand more.
Okay, great. Also, is there, to learn how to do what you do, is it taught in this office or you're elected? I'm sorry,
We are elected,
We're
yes.
elected, but the state puts a lot of classes and training of which we take.
and you took, so you take that after you're elected or?
Mhm.
Correct.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep.
Like
Cool.
training, yeah.
Yes.
give you
Okay.
tuition.
You're elected by the town or, okay, so
By
you
the
have to be
voters.
on a ballot and everything and not by a board or
No,
anything? Okay,
vote of the townspeople.
okay, great.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay, great. Okay, I just wanted to learn the process and
Yeah,
everything.
and it's in
coming
a
from New York.
rotating, so that there's one, we don't, not all up for reelection in the same year. It's rotating.
Yeah, okay,
So is there anything else? Any
No,
additional information?
Okay,
thank you.
so yeah,
Yeah,
this failure,
Yeah.
so we can have this.
yes.
Yes.
Yep.
okay, cool. Alrighty, just wanted to learn, yeah.
No, happy to help.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Took some pine cones from I think it's a blue spruce out there and yeah,
Probably, yeah.
hope to grow some on our.
We're
That's a neat
recessing
way.
until the next grievance.
All right, so-
Okay, it is July 23rd, and it is now 1:47 PM. In attendance are Marcia Chaffee, Marie Fagnet, listers for the town of Rutland. Purpose of this meeting is a grievance hearing for Jim and Angie Earl, property address of, should have looked at that,
60.
yeah, North Campbell Road. Yep. 60 North Campbell Road. Oops. Okay, just to let you know, this meeting is being recorded. In both the meeting and the minutes from the meeting will be posted on the town's website in accordance with Vermont's open meeting law. At this hearing, we are allowing a maximum of 15 minutes. This meeting is in person and complies with open meeting laws. A letter requesting a grievance hearing has been received. We are here to listen and consider your grievances, and we will review and get back to you with our findings in a timely manner. As is the usual process, if you are not satisfied with the remedies of the Board of Listers, you can apply for an appeal with the Board of Civil Authority. If you are not satisfied with the findings from the BCA, you can then appear to the state hearing officer. If you're not satisfied with their findings, your final appeal can be to the state Supreme Court. You have any questions?
No,
No.
sounds good.
Okay, last is I'll administer an oath. Do you solemnly swear that the information you are about to give will be given accurately and truthfully to the best of your ability to do so?
I do.
Yes.
All right, you may go first and state your grievance. I am now stopping the recording until such time as we have finished this grievance due to the personal nature of the information being presented as provided by Vermont statute. So the grievance is ending and no decisions have been made. And this is the final grievance for July 23rd, 2024. Yeah, unless somebody comes walking in, which that seldom happens. So,
Okay.
thank you
Okay.
very much. We
Thanks, guys.
appreciate.
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Seeing you.
I don't know who this person is. Clark, our Sun Young came back because she was concerned about her. I thought she was going to come in and grieve. she had a quick question that she followed me right in. She goes,
Oh.
quick question. She says, I get a veterans exemption. When you did that combination, I'll still get that. I'm like, oh, yes. She was very concerned. She's like, let's still get that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, she still gets that, but she only got it on the one.
Yeah, oh, yeah, she can't get it on both.
No.
But now it encompasses both, so it's
Right.
40 off the two.
Yep.
Yeah.
So she's doing even better.
Okay.
So then at 4 o'clock, or 4:30, we should just go back in. Wait, because we never have good walk-ins. And then we'll just go back in at 4:30 until we're done.
Yeah. Bye-bye. I swear.
I'm not in the political.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's days over with. Pretty much here. Assessments of it. Oh, dear. Anyway, kids, how are you doing?
I'm good. I was just about to go back. That's what I got. I'm gonna,
Oh.
instead of honoring all my customers, which. And the customer appreciation. That's what they're on.
Nice.
Yeah, so.
Well, my daughter's got two,
Okay,
but
it's on August 16th.
yeah, she's got, they just lost their black labs, so now they've got chocolate lab and a puppy white lab.
Let's get my.
So. I after being on the computer here all day.
Yeah.
I remember reading all the books. Following facts.
Yeah, so you better.
Yeah, I'm sure we do.
I was just gonna say, if it doesn't come out August 1st, if we don't get it.
Okay.
it'll be all in
Yep.
August, but I'll have to buckets.
Good.
She wants.
Thank you, Judy.
All right,
We'll
yeah.
rent a dog for that
There
day.
you go. Well, you can borrow mine.
Yeah, here you go.
Oh, good.
Take care, Judy.
All right, guys, see ya.
I won't be home till late this week, that's like after we're done here.
Now she got that. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
Awesome, thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wait it out. Thank you. It's all like swirly today. I'm like, woohoo! Well, you know what I did? It was wet and I rolled the windows out and then I drove. Or before him or was before that? Yeah. Yeah. You can hit it again. Well, do it. Yep. I'll show you right here. You just have to have it for long enough. Yes, you do. I. Well, that's the thing. I'm like, what? But I never did. Here's one. I'm like, I can use all of this spray, this texture spray. I can't. Now look at this. It's so happy about it. My mother did the same thing, but she didn't have it until she was really excited. Same here. I'm like, what is happening? I had, that is now great. And I'm like, oh no. We're gonna be happy. But okay, that's the story. She said, just here and go back. I said, then the guy who gets a voice at 5. Problem. I think he did too. Yes. Oh my God. Oh, this one. And that's like, Dad, gee. But I can do. 21.
No problem, thank you.
You're coming in. For the last time, today is Hi. So stop video.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you next year.
Okay.
We can run our board. Done, Bill, I shut it off.
You better.